अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज हम जिस वीडियो पे रिएक्शन देने जा रहे हैं वो है लोकल लाइफ इन इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान। 14 मेन डिफरेंस बताए गए हैं इस वीडियो में, तो चलिए शुरू करें।
Recently on my new really cool channel called Stay Curious, I made this video where I was comparing
इनके
daily lives
ओरिजिनल
of
वीडियो
people
की
in
लिंक जो
India
डिस्क्रिप्शन
and
में
Pakistan. Understandably, that got quite a bit of flame. However, I really enjoyed how the video turned out and I feel like it was very educational. So now on this channel, I actually want to make a very similar video, but extend it and compare not 7 differences, but 14. I know that some of you legends might have a very strong opinion on the things I'm going to talk about during this video. And if that's the case, once again, let me know in the comment section down below after the video. Can't wait to read it. That being said, let's go. Currency. India's currency is the Indian rupee. They have a total of 10 banknotes that go as low as 1 rupee and as high as 2,000 rupees. And most of them have depictions of Mahatma Gandhi. The value of the Indian rupee is higher than some might expect, with 1,000 rupees equaling 13.29 US dollars or 12.22 euro. Pakistan's currency is also called the Pakistani rupee. They have 8 banknotes that go as low as 5 rupees and as high as 5,000, with depictions of their first president, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The value of the Pakistani rupee is lower than its Indian counterpart, with 1,000 rupees equaling 6.23 US dollars or 5.73 euro. Cars. India only has about 176 cars for every 1,000 people, which is a small ratio for a country of 1.3 billion. Part of that is because many people in cities opt to use motorcycles or public transportation instead of owning a car, and many families outside of the cities will share one car in order to cut costs. They also have the 4th largest automotive industry in the world, and in 2019 they produced over 4 million cars. On the other hand, Pakistan has 10 times less cars than that, only 17 per 1,000 people. However, the number of registered vehicles increased by almost 10% in 2018, and the automotive industry is one of the fastest growing in the country, as it accounts for 4% of their total GDP and employs 1.8 million people. They produce almost 2 million motorcycles and 200,000 cars annually. Oh, also I must say that both of these two countries are actually incredible places to motorbike. So if you love motorbikes and if you ever find yourself traveling around Pakistan or India, certainly get your hands on a bike and see where life takes you. Film industries. Bollywood is India's film industry and it's the biggest in the world, as it produces over 1,000 films every year, which is twice what Hollywood produces. They make films in 10 languages and they are extremely popular. Every day around 14 million people go to the movies in India, and some people will even pay an entire day's wage to see Bollywood film. On the flip side, Pakistan's film industry is called Lollywood. In the early 1970s, it was the 4th largest film industry in the world, but due to political unrest in Pakistan, the industry collapsed and was virtually dead by the year 2000. However, despite the situation within the country, people still love the old Lollywood films, and in 2003, people started making movies again with the limited resources they had. Today, Lollywood has a new generation of filmmakers who are producing several new films every year. Guys, I know that most videos comparing India and Pakistan generally tend to get a lot of hate in the comment section, but if you're thinking of sending a hate message, but also want to include some of your favorite Bollywood or Lollywood movies as recommendations, please do so. Sports. Cricket is by far the most popular sport in India, and they're really good at it. India's national cricket team has won the World Cup 2 times, as well as 3 other international tournaments. In fact, Indians love cricket so much that in 1999, around 465,000 people went to see a 5-day match between India and their biggest rival, Pakistan. In Pakistan, just like in India, cricket is king. The national team has won the World Cup once, and almost every single region and town in Pakistan has its own team. Not only that, their former national team player Shoaib Akhtar is the fastest bowler in history, bowling at 100 miles per hour. Man, imagine for a second if Shoaib actually threw a ball at you at 100 miles per hour. What? That'd be pretty scary. Shoaib, if you're ever watching this video, please don't ever throw the ball at me. Thank you.
Same here.
Food. India is the spice capital of the world, as 70% of the world's spices are exported from there. All those spices make Indian cuisine incredibly flavorful. They have a wide variety of dishes, from meat dishes like chicken, tikka masala, and Rogan Josh, to tons of vegetarian dishes such as cholish or palak paneer. The reason there are so many vegetarian options is because India has roughly 500 million vegetarians, the highest in the world due to the high number of Hindu and Sikh people. The influence of Hinduism also means that consuming beef is actually illegal in many parts of India. Pakistan, on the other hand, has very similar yet very different cuisine because while they use a lot of the same spices, they eat a lot more meat. Dishes like shish kebabs, aloo keema, and nihari are all what you won't find in Pakistan though is pork because it's illegal in many parts of the country. Yeah, if you're a traveling vegetarian like myself, India is definitely heaven on earth when it comes to their food. I mean, everywhere you'll go, they will have loads of different vegetarian options, even in places like McDonald's. It's insane. Holidays. India only has 3 public holidays: Republic Day, Independence Day, and Gandhi's birthday. However, because of India's intense ethnic and religious diversity as well as its vast size, it has over 200 religious and regional holidays throughout the year, including popular Hindu ones like Holi, the Festival of Color, and Diwali, the Festival of Lights. In comparison, Pakistan has 11 national holidays that include Pakistan Day, Kashmir Solidarity Day, Independence Day, and Labor Day. And since they're an Islamic state, they also declare Islamic celebrations as national holidays as well, like Eid ul-Fitr, the end of Ramadan, and Eid Milad-un-Nabi, the Prophet Muhammad's birthday. Okay, you legend, now I want to take a very short break to tell you a bit more about that new channel that I already mentioned called Stay Curious. The mission of this channel is to create very short, fast-paced, and fun educational videos about the beautiful world we live in. And even though we're creating content on many different countries and cities and cultures, we also have videos for both India and Pakistan, which you can see around me right now. So when you're done watching this video, please smash the link in the description box down below to check out the channel and watch as many videos as you like. And also don't forget to smash the subscribe button to help us grow. Thank you so much, and time to get back to the video. Clothing. Well, it's super common to see Western style clothing in India. They have tons of traditional clothes that are absolutely beautiful. Clothing ranges based on the region people live in as well as their religion, but there are some traditional clothing pieces worn all over the country with regional variations. Women commonly wear saris and lehenga cholis. Both of the garments come in a wide range of colors and are worn both casually and at formal events. Men's traditional clothing includes pieces like dhaotis, which are commonly worn by men in villages, and sherwanis, which are jackets worn by men at weddings. It's also common to see Western clothing in Pakistan, especially in the cities. However, their traditional clothing includes things like shalwar kameez, which is worn by both men and women and is Pakistan's national dress. In addition to the shalwar kameez, Pakistani women commonly wear dupattas as accessories. And for formal occasions, many women wear saris or garga cholis. For the men, their traditional clothing is much like apart with hats like jina and takiya, which are common in the Muslim faith. Looking at all these beautiful clothing options from both Pakistan and India, I'm slowly beginning to feel like I should probably get something more than just black and gray t-shirts that I wear. Not sure. Housing. India's cities have huge disparities in the type of housing available to the rich and poor populations. A good example is Mumbai, where 42% of people live in slums, while at the same time the rich live in lavish high-rises and houses. As a result, Mumbai is not only home to the most expensive house in the world, but it's also home to one of the world's largest slums, Dharavi. By comparison, Pakistan has its own housing problem. A baby boom in recent years has led to a huge increase in the population density. That has made the demand for affordable housing exceed the supply, causing a worsening homelessness problem in every city in Pakistan and up to 40% of the urban population living in the slums. I'm very glad to say that both of these two governments are working very, very hard to improve the housing situation in their respective countries. And I really hope that in the future, the situation gets better. Education. India's education system is the largest in the world, operating more than 700,000 schools. The Indian government provides free and mandatory education to all children between the ages of 6 and 14. That being said, however, only about 50% of all school-aged children actually attend, because while registration is compulsory, attendance is not really enforced. However, the overall education has improved a lot in the last few decades, and the youth literacy rate is 91.6% higher than the world average. Likewise, Pakistan also offers free compulsory education to its students, but for ages 5 to 16. The government owns and operates over 200,000 schools throughout the country. In total, about 56% of school-aged children actually attend, but that number is lower to girls. Just like in India, they have also seen a growth in literacy, and the youth population of Pakistan has a literacy rate of 74.5%. Healthcare. India has free universal healthcare, but its quality isn't always the best, especially in the rural areas. As a result, many of India's wealthy have bought private health insurance to help cover them in the private hospitals, which have a very high quality of care. Actually, India's private hospitals are so good that they have become a popular place to go for medical tourism in recent years, with many people traveling from Bangladesh, Iran, Uzbekistan, Kenya, Nigeria, and many other countries for treatment. On the other hand, Pakistan has a very complex health system. Their public healthcare system includes both federal and provincial hospitals and treatment centers, with a sizable private sector that includes both formal and informal treatments. Despite all of these options for care, Pakistan's healthcare system is not free, and while insurance is an option for some, 78% of the country has to pay for their treatments out of pocket. Travel. India's passport ranks 65th on the Global Passport Index, as they can travel to so many countries visa-free or with a visa on arrival. But these limitations do not stop Indians from traveling, as they take an average of 5.6 trips per year, which is higher than the global average of 4.2. Indians contribute a lot to international economies through their business and leisure trips. By comparison, Pakistan's passport ranks 89th out of 92 on the Passport Index and are only allowed to travel to 42 countries visa-free or with a visa on arrival. While there isn't much information about how much Pakistani people travel, Pakistan is becoming an increasingly popular destination for its friendly people, stunning nature, and many UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Forbes even ranked it as one of the coolest places to visit in 2019. Yeah, when I was traveling around Pakistan earlier this year with a friend of mine, we actually had a great experience. I mean, we were pretty much the only foreigners there most of the time. The locals treated us very, very, kindly, and they often paid for our foods and drinks and whatever else. And the country looked beautiful. And yeah, if you ever get the chance to see it, definitely go for it. And also, of course, if you ever get the chance to see India, go for it too. Nightlife. India has a big nightlife culture in its cities and other popular tourist destinations. From full moon parties in the beaches of Goa to clubs with famous DJs in Mumbai, cozy bars in Delhi, and dance shows in Jaipur. There are lots of different places for locals and tourists to let their hair down and enjoy themselves. In Pakistan, nightlife really only exists in the cities. Officially, they are a dry country, so there is no alcohol, but that doesn't mean people don't enjoy going out. Instead of bars, some shopping centers will stay open as late as 2 a.m. And in Lahore, one of South Asia's most popular bands, Junoon, performs regularly. Work life. India has the 5th largest economy in the world, and its biggest industries are automobiles, sugar, textiles, iron, steel, and of course, all things IT. And even with an ever-increasing skilled labor force, they have a pretty relaxed working culture among colleagues. Employees are not afraid to breach professional boundaries and become friends with their coworkers, and any break at work is seen as a great time to gather and have a good chat to help de-stress. Pakistan's economy ranks 42nd in the world, and some of their major industries include cotton, textiles, machinery, edible oil, tobacco, cement, and telecommunications. In the working culture, both men and women must dress conservatively, and in business meetings, women must always initiate handshakes with men. But on the flip side, Pakistanis have no problem standing close to each other and asking personal questions to get to know each other. Literature. India has the oldest literary tradition in the world. Books, plays, and songs have been written in hundreds of languages and cover all manner of topics and themes. Classic Hindi and Sanskrit stories are so well known in India that even those who can't read can recite them by heart to their loved ones. And many have actually been adapted into great Bollywood films over the years. Pakistan's ancient literature is closely tied to India's because of their shared histories, but literature plays an important part in people's modern lives. Poetry in particular is actually very popular in Pakistan, as one of the country's founders was a poet, and people attend public poetry readings the same way they attend concerts. For all of their big differences, India and Pakistan have a very long and very rich shared history, and I sincerely hope that these two countries can overcome their differences and once again become very close friends. Hopefully in the future. Once again, now that the video is over, it would be amazing if you could smash the link in the description box down below. Check out, stay curious, watch
इसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में डाल देंगे आप
and let me know what you think. That's pretty much it. Can't wait to read the comment section right now, and
तो बड़े मजे का रिएक्शन था यार. क्योंकि जो डिफरेंस उसने बताए ना, पाकिस्तान के बारे में तो सारे सच, अब इंडिया के बारे में भी वो क्योंकि घूम कर आए और उसको रिसर्च काफी की है,
हाँ
तो
ये
काफी मजे के यानी कि पॉइंट्स है जहाँ
सारी
पर लोगों
नई
को
चीजें सीखने को
और
मिली हैं।
मुझे वो कि वो इंडिया दिन ब दिन तरक्की करता जा रहा है और उनके यहाँ चीज़ें इनकी जो मैंने वो देखा जो इनकी एक्सपोर्ट्स इंपोर्ट्स थी वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा थी तो ये
इट इज गेटिंग
positive है।
बेटर।
हाँ ये
जैसे
positive है।
यानी कि हम कहते हैं ना कि पाकिस्तान ऊपर जा रहा है, तो वो इंडिया भी काफी तेजी से ऊपर
काफी
जा रहा है।
तेजी।
तो
इसकी economy, GDP बहुत
इकोनॉमी भी ज़्यादा है ना,
अच्छी थी।
इकोनॉमी भी ज़्यादा है
तो गाइस आपको उम्मीद करता हूँ कि वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा और अगले भी मिसाल अगर आपको किसी वीडियो पे रिएक्शन मिसाल आप लोग चाहते हैं
तो
तो
कमेंट
प्लीज
जरूर
कमेंट में
कमेंट
बताइएगा,
में
इंशाल्लाह अगली वीडियो में मिलेंगे।
अल्लाह
अल्लाह
हाफिज़।
हाफिज़।